Hi, good night, and welcome to Bank Stroke. My name is Jason Clark, and tonight I'm joined by my fellow co-host, Mr. Damian Reed, Mr. Clint
Right.
St. Hill, and the one and only Mr. Akim Nero. Good night, guys. How is everyone doing?
Pretty good. What about you?
Pretty good on
Hey
my
man,
end,
glad
man.
to be
I
back. Glad to be back. Glad to be back, man.
can't complain.
Sharp breath.
Not a bad one.
Mm, but glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. How was the holidays for the guys? How the guys spend the holidays, man?
Mine was rough.
Rough,
I
rough
had,
it, rough it. What way?
I had my daughter for the whole Christmas season, so yeah.
Oh wow. That would been fantastic.
Probably spent a lot of money. So you had to spend a lot of money, really.
Correct is right. Correct is right. So you know what they are.
Decent man, decent season, man. No complaints. No
Okay,
complaints.
okay.
Was preparing for a game, but the
Pray
end
for
result
what?
didn't play. A game, but the end result didn't play out the way he wanted it to. But
Oh,
such
okay,
is life.
okay, okay. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. You guys closing in on the all time leading scorer in the NBA near Nero.
Man, yeah, man, just another player, just another average player. The ball not from there. We ain't here to talk about him. We ain't here to talk about him.
That's another average player.
Yeah, nothing much. No one more needs to be said.
Okay. Fair enough, buddy. Fair enough. Um but yeah guys, without further ado, let me just jump into to the topics for tonight. We had the regional tournament started back today. We had Barbados going up against Guyana, and we had some debutants today for the Barbados Pride. Had Jonathan Drakes, Zahir McAllister, and Zachary McCaskey, and we saw Guyana batting first. Barbados, Guyana got to a total of 205 for five at the end of today's play. We saw Akeem Jordan picking up 2 wickets. Um, McAllister also picked up, well, no, Shem Holder picked up 2 wickets, and McAllister picking up 1 wicket. Um, Pretty even Stevens at this point, in my opinion. Just want to hear the guys' thoughts on the first day's play, and what did the guys really expect from this Barbados team?
For me,
Not good. Go ahead.
yeah. For me, Barbados not winning. All right, let me just put it this way: minimum requirement and expectation. Every time Barbados takes the field, whether it's Super 50 or 4 day, is that we win. Pound for pound, I think we have the better cricketers across the region. And yeah, like I said, that's minimum requirement and expectations. Yes, missing the test players, but I still think that the the squad that we have there is more than capable of retaining that title.
Mm,
Obviously, you got a few new faces, um, and inexperienced faces as well, but it's a very capable squad for sure. As relates to the display, I was a little disappointed in terms of the surface. Surface looks a little raw. Actually, there was a stoppage in play pretty early on. There's some balls doing some very funny things, some balls misbehaving and stuff like that. So there was a break in play and what's not. So I was a little disappointed in terms of the pitch preparation. But that being said, some pretty decent performances from the bowlers. Anytime you bowl first on in a 4 day game, um, like that, to probably restrict the opposition and have them going at 2 point is a pretty decent effort. I thought that Sean Holder did pretty well with the ball today. I think Jordan as well. So the two of them for certain did a good job in terms of keeping that economy down and picking up wickets. Um, Jair, I guess, well, got a wicket himself. So I guess just obviously tomorrow you just plug away and make sure that we look to wrap up that innings as soon as possible and just let the back going out to the game. So I set up because first inning is obviously gonna be very important. So just set up the game for the two following days. So pretty decent performance. Uh, one of the disappointing aspects, we will drop three chances at least that I can remember today. Brooks two, Jordan one. So that was a little bit disappointing. Um, so it wasn't the tidiest day in the field overall, but the game hasn't gone anywhere. So first number tomorrow will be very important.
Um, I'm not going to really get too much into the day's play, but congrats to the three players who made their debut today. Jair Workhorse has been knocking like at the door gas for a couple seasons. Don't cheat the game. You're running a bowl a good spell, more of an impact bowler. And McCaskey and Drake's two elegant players been knocking at the door for a while. All the best to them. And it's just this season I'm looking forward to seeing some of the guys push on, take that next step. Jordan, he'll get a run leading the Barbados attack. Just take that next step. He's a capable enough bowler, good in the field and capable of reback, make that next step. Mosley got a taste of Test cricket. He's back. See if he can knock down the door again. There's always that slot. Well, there was a slot with Craig, but obviously Shannon Paul's there now. So for most of those guys, if you want to be, you got to knock at the door, knock at the door, knock at the door. The young curtains trying to make a name for themselves. Still Brooks, still at the cricket, still in the cricket. So if for some of those guys to just kick on because they're probably going to get a run, seeing that so much cricket is going to be played over these next couple of years. It's time for those guys to kick on. Had a big omission there. So, all the best to the team. Funny enough, it's a top of the table clash early out. Normally, there will be the two teams, Guyana and Barbados, that they're thereabouts at the end, but we got the game early. So, all the best to the guys. All the best to the guys. Hard work. Those boys. All the best to the Jakes, man. But it will be. I don't think it will be a bed of roses this season. I actually think it will be challenging. So yes, the expectation is for Barbados to win, but I think some of the other teams got a bit more experienced players at this level who are good enough. But the Barbados, I just want to see some of the guys just kick on another level, especially this season, especially when we set up the 6 games and then an All-Star something like back end and all that. So yeah.
For me personally, I didn't get to follow it as much as I would like because obviously it was at work. But I keep at it every now and again. I saw um, Harding. He did look, for what I saw for these few minutes I saw, he didn't look himself. I didn't know if it was, I don't know why it was a bad day. Hopefully he could bounce back and come better tomorrow. But all in all, as you rightfully said, Jess, to what 5 or something like that, the ideas play for 5. It's pretty even Stevens. They can't send a body out front right now. It's even Stevens. Um, we're missing a few players, obviously that are international duty, but I still think the squad that we took is decent enough to do the job, for lack of a better word. Um, we've seen there many say no like Dorrich Brooks. I think Brooks got to step up. I know Fed is a Brooks man diehard. We know Brooks is a very talented player, but knows it's time to shine. Even though he should be shining more every time, knows it's time to shine, being that he's one of the most seasoned campaigners, has the experience and stuff. Well, international experience. Dorrich probably looking to get back into the vaccine setup as well, so he know what he got to do as well. But all in all, I would say pretty even Stevens. First hour tomorrow can be very important. And for me, whoever wins that first hour tomorrow, probably if not, probably won't. If they don't win the game, probably would that would determine first in this points.
Yeah, well said, guys. I can't really nothing more to ready to add there. To be honest, as Clint rightfully said, and really there just now. Tomorrow will be tomorrow first hour or so. Tomorrow first two will be very very crucial. So we just wait and see how that first session goes. Um, but for now we're gonna have the two of the players from one player and the coach of the Yorkshire cricket team. As if you're watching, most of you would already know that Yorkshire won the first division competition last season and has now been promoted to elite, where they will face off against the likes of Clink, St Hill, and those boys. So like I said, we'll now have Ravi and Rohan, who is the coach of the Yorkshire cricket team. Good night, guys.
And
Ravi,
it,
I got it. Rohan. Yeah, okay, yeah. How are you guys doing?
good man, are you?
Pretty good myself. Pretty good. Not
Happy
hearing you
more
there,
haircut, man.
Rohan. uh, I'm
You
not
get
sure
him
if
out in there,
Rohan
nearly
you.
wildest Indian, so
I ain't hear Rohan there. Oh, yeah, not hearing you there, Rohan.
Nah,
Mm-hmm.
me got that
you
for
may
the
have to
headphone.
sign out, sign back in.
Yeah. Uh, we can start with Ravi here. For now until we get Rohan started. Ravi, first of all, congrats. Congrats on winning the first division competition. I know we had you on earlier in the season, and I know obviously I know obviously it's a team effort, but I know you were a huge part of the success of the Yorkshire cricket team last season. So, like I said, once again, congrats to you. First off, Ravi, I just want to ask a simple question. What does it mean now to be a champion and now moving up to the elite division?
Well, first of all, this was on Yorkshire's bucket list for quite some time,
Uh-huh.
it's good to tick off that box. But
Yes, yes,
you gotta go up top now and maintain your position at there and just play
correct.
cricket hard. It's nothing new. We play against the same teams in the elite division in the T20 and the 50 over format.
Hmm.
And we did well in both of those formats this year, going to the quarterfinal in the 50 over and the semi-final in the T20. So
Hmm.
it shouldn't be nothing new to us. Just gotta go and play the cricket hard.
Okay. Understood. Can you obviously when I've spoken to Nero before and outside of the show and on the show, but for you, what was the feeling like for you, in the dressing room when the guys, because I think it was kind of like on the cards. You guys even going into the last day's play, you guys, it was kind of we more likely gonna win, but when it was actually done and the dust was settled, it was like, yeah, we won this competition and we're definitely moving up. What was it like? What was the feeling like? What was the atmosphere like for you in the dressing room?
Well, it was a great feeling, it wasn't the first time that I won first division. I did it with police as well.
Mm,
But for Yorkshire, who has been trained all these years, it was a great feeling. I think we had a special group of guys this year as well, that everyone
mm,
basically put their hand up and did the
mm,
job that was required in different situations. But it was a great
mm,
feeling. Players like Nero and Lane that were at the club for quite some time, train their best to get Yorkshire to that next level.
mm.
I know it would have been a special feeling for them also. But for me, coming back to Yorkshire after all those years, it was a great feeling to help the guys move to that next level.
Nice, nice, nice. Lesson one jumping up here. Come back to you in a little
Hey,
bit.
get
Ravi,
out of Robbie.
um,
Oh,
hmm? So all
No,
you
I just
think?
want to see if Rohan was working. Rohan was.
Oh, okay.
I ain't sure if you can hear me.
Yeah, you're perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can hear you know
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Go ahead, Clay. Go ahead, Clay.
Yeah, Robbie. So I just wanted to have some insight into what your role at Yorkshire looks like. Obviously, we know what your playing role looks like, but just in terms of off the field stuff and in the dressing room. Obviously, I think you're probably just about 31, but so you play with a lot of experience and stuff like
29,
that.
29.
29? Okay,
Yeah,
sorry. I know it's not yours. I know it's not yours or you. Sorry.
yeah.
But yeah, just some insight as to what your role at the club really looks like.
Well, I tend to talk to a lot of the guys, motivate them. In the intermediate final, I was having a chat with most of the young fellas, because a lot of them said that they're the first big game that they was in. So like just talking to them, keeping them calm, giving them some insights into playing in finals and how to adapt to the pressure and what's not. But I like to help the fellas, like to come out. We got good camaraderie at the club. But all in all is I like the team spirit at the club, it's a good club vibe. Everybody does lime. We just go to the beach and stuff like that. So it's a good spirit to be around and yeah, you enjoy putting my hand to anything at the club.
Mm, mhm.
Rohan, just a just a cool. Well, that's right. Just take me and you would have got the call. You wanna to come to the club at that point of the season, obviously season, etc. Yorkshire is one of those clubs looking to push to win the first division championship. What was your thoughts when you got the call, and then when you actually got the players, the vibe, etc.
So before Rohan, could you please let us know specifically when you joined the Yorkshire team? I know you didn't join for the beginning of the season, but specifically when around the time you would have joined the club, like how far down the season?
All right. Good night, everybody. I came in around
Good night.
this would have been the game, so the last preliminary game of the 50 over. Which I think was isolation. We went down to isolation for that game. Then
Had
we
to win
went
to
into
get
the
through.
quarterfinal. Had to win to go through. So we got through that game and went into the quarterfinal for the 50 over. Obviously, that was the last stage for us in the competition. So then taking over from that point on, going forward into the world competition, knowing what the plan was, having had conversations with Jamal over a number of weeks about it. He did me do both, do the double. Obviously, as a club, it would have been a situation where it would have been the club to do it the first, but
Can't hear breaking on there. Can't hear anything there. I can't hear. Excuse me. Still can't hear. Mm-mm. Nah, still can't hear. Again. Ravi, we can come back to you here, Ravi.
Hmm.
So moving up moving up to the elite division now. What are your expectations now of the Yorkshire cricket team at that level? How I mean, obviously, this is the first thing that the club will be playing at this level of most some of the not some of these, most the best players in Barbados. So how do you think the guys will handle some of the pressure that will come playing in the highest division in Barbados?
Well, I think once the guys stick to the basics, on cricket, just all stick to the basics. But we can hopefully we get a few players. We might have players flying out to England. So you need that strength in the elite division, and then also we got the intermediate team. So we want to have a balance of both. But hopefully we get a few players. Everybody should pull their weight. We got a young team mixed with experienced guys like Nero, Lane, myself. So once we get everything right, train hard and everything should go well.
Okay. Rohan, let me see if you can hear you here now.
Okay.
Still nothing.
Nah, boy. Mm-hmm. All right, Rava. My last question for you. Obviously, persons would have said we had a star-studded team, etc., for the tour for the 3-day competition. Uh, what were the games you expected to be the toughest games, and what ended up being the toughest games that we played? What games you expected to be the toughest, but what ended up being the toughest?
Well, from the start, we had it hard. Most of our games were affected by rain. So those 3-day games end up being 2-day games when you had to push for a victory. And then we had a team like Police that was out front, beating the toughest teams at that stage.
Yeah.
So we were basically under pressure, I would say, to beat teams in 2 days, which we did. But to me, the toughest game was, I would say, our focus was on UE, which we lost. But then we had it against Pickwick. That game ended up being a first innings game. We had to chase, I think, 170 odd in like 20 something overs, and we got it in fading late. But yeah, I think UB was the toughest game. We were playing at first, and then we got first innings. We put a score, and then they came behind and got the run. So to me, UB.
You want to know a game that you probably forget? That it's Combermere, boy. That Combermere game was one of the most
Yeah,
frustrating games ever. Combermere met 257
yeah, that
off
was pretty
67.
frustrating.
Believe it. You understand
I
me?
think
Yeah,
that
at the
was their
back end
first
looking at the
batting
wrap up.
points for the season too. Yeah,
So believe that, you understand. So then Combermere met that against us at that stage of the
yeah,
season. When you're hearing nonsense going on in the other grounds, it was yeah, but
yeah, that was fast.
Let me
Not too
see
quick,
if
one question,
Rohan can hear.
Robin.
nah,
Oh,
you don't
no,
take
still
care.
nothing from Rohan. But go ahead, Dad, ready.
Right. It shouldn't be big boys now, kind of young people at the top level of cricket in Barbados. I know probably you're talking about the
Mhm.
team goals and thing, but on a personal level, what are your personal goals?
Um, well, I'm an all-rounder, so basically, say I'm looking to get at least 30 wickets and score over 250, 300 runs.
Okay.
But our team, we have the depth in our batting, which we had in first division this year was batting at I think 9. So I just do my job when necessary.
And then my
But
next question
300
is,
runs, 30 wickets.
yeah, cool. My next question is,
Excuse me.
one of my co-hosts says your captain, and this man is, I see a Jay start. I tell you, look, just know the man. Hold on, just about 20 years. I know you know.
Yeah, 20. Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
start, maybe start, so probably 2 plus. And the man's got me cracking up. How is it? How is it playing under Nero? Like he's be serious at any point. Like he's get crow one day for the doing foolishness.
Yeah, Nero got his ways. He's a stubborn fella, but Leroy got his ways. He's a stubborn guy, but he
Very
means
much
well.
so.
He got good plans, good tactics, and he just shut off the outfield distractions. That's why, like, he's the captain. He got the job at hand, so let he do his thing. If it go wrong, all at he. But he's met some good decisions, and I respect him for that.
Mhm. You speaking that you want to get promoted to that by Helena.
I got the ball there.
You guys can, I'm not sure if you guys can hear me now.
Yeah,
You got
perfect.
an
Yeah,
echo
yeah,
from
yeah.
up
We
there.
can hear them.
Uh,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, you could continue,
Uh,
man.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, the coming into the right ball season, it was, I knew what the plan was. So invariably, it was just a matter of executing. Um, my first job though, invariably, was to get to know players, get to understand the culture that the club had, before even looking to probably, I don't want to use the word impose, but looking to put my stamp on things. And I think, let me be clear, huh? 2022, I eat the most snacks ever in my life. I ate the most snacks ever in my life in 2022.
Running
But
enterprises.
yeah, yeah. But look, I think the group, as I came in and found it, they were doing well. I think a couple of disappointments along the way within the one day competitions. So going into the red ball, it was all red ball cricket, and all the focus was there, and that was the main thing. The focus they had invariably in getting to the top. The plan was to get to the top with a game to spare, or try to do it with at least maybe even 2 games to spare. We did it with a game to spare. Everybody put their hand to the plow. When they wanted somebody that could score 100, it happened. When they needed somebody to score 60, 70 and take some time out of the game, it happened. When they needed somebody to pull up trumps in the field, pull up a big spell, it happened. So at some point in time, all through the season, everybody had put it behind. Not to say that we didn't have bad days, because we had some bad days. And I got one or two gray hairs to show it. But it was a situation where I think the overriding thing was, and which I must give kudos to them, is the fact that they stood by the values that we instilled at the beginning. Stood by the culture and maintained that throughout. And one of the key things that never faded was the fact that they enjoyed playing cricket, and that's the hardest part. If you don't enjoy it, then it don't make sense going out there. They enjoyed playing the cricket. They enjoyed playing with each other. They enjoyed a lot. They enjoyed the success, even the hard days. They enjoyed that too. But at the end of the day, we respected each other's decisions, each other's opinions, and I think from a team perspective, and you can get all of that, put all of that together. I think you're doing well as a club and as a unit going forward. To go into this season now, and as people would want to say, one of the big teams. I still want fellas to maintain that humbleness about them, and I keep the spirit that's there, keep the culture that's there. Um, I don't know if I will be there um, for a long period of time, but for the time that I'm there, we can enjoy it.
My final question: were you surprised at the talent at the club? How much talent there was at the club for one department, etc., etc.
Um, when some people I knew from before, so I knew Lane from before. I remember hearing I think I played against Lane at some point before. Ravi, obviously, Ravi and Dali from before. I think that I just really came in and didn't know anybody. So I knew a couple people from before. Saw Brandon at um, a couple fast bowling sessions that I did with the West Indies on the 19s. So I knew some people. The talent that I saw coming in, um, I was surprised. I would want to say I was very pleased about it. Some young guys, some not too far removed from school situation, um, and the confidence that they exhibited in some of the games. John Rock, for example, Rocky is with his confidence. Some of those innings that he really took us up and beyond um, somewhat some hills. And when you look at that in and amongst the experienced guys, you got John Rock, you got Dali, in amongst yourself, Ravi, Lane, and then we had the guys that came back from England. I found it to be a situation where there was depth, there was youth, there was experience, there was a little bit of inexperience, and putting all of that together. That's why I keep saying that the culture put all of that together. Having that culture and maintaining that culture put all of that together. It didn't matter if you only played two first division games. It didn't matter if you played 80 first division games. Mattered was that at the end of the day, when we walked out there, it was all 11 people banking on the next man. Nobody studied the fact that they played, wonder how much of the experience factor didn't count. We know that situationally, we will bank on that, but everybody stuck together, and that was a beautiful thing about it.
Um, Rohan, I for one, I am I know the name, but for myself and for the viewers who might not know too much about you, I just heard you said that you would have worked with Brandon with the when you were doing some work with the West Indies on the 19. Can you just tell us about yourself and about your coaching career thus far?
Um, Coaching career thus far, I've been coaching for extensive period of time. I recently completed my advanced ECP advanced program with the English English Word. Yeah, I did work over the years. Well, mostly these days I'm specializing in fast bowling.
Mhm.
That's my main thing. So over the years, I've been doing some work. Did some work with UE on their PSA 5 program. Jumped in on the West Indies cohort, Barbados cohort, when we were preparing for the on the 19 World Cup. So that was been back in 2021. I've worked overseas as a development manager in Cayman Islands, played some cricket in England. So I've pretty much done the whole gambit of cricket, cricket and sport administration. So um, taking up this role or being involved in Yorkshire is not a new thing for me. I did win a couple of trophies back with police with Ravi,
Mm.
and so winning these trophies it wasn't new for me. I just wanted to make sure that when I came in, I could be able to help guide those who needed that particular guidance. When you need a shoulder, you can have a shoulder, but when you needed to hear the hard or come down on you, I can come down on you. And they know
Mm.
that. I mean, I put that over there. When I need to come down, I come down. But when you need a shoulder, you got me. And then after that, it's just a matter of just look, just let me just sit down and chat about it. Let's just sit down and have a beer, have a pack of hills, and talk about it. Like
Mm.
I said, yeah, it's just one of those things. So yeah, looking forward to it. Hopefully it continues. Hopefully the connection continues. We'll see.
And you've been at the club now. You know the players, you know the culture. Um, you obviously one with the guys. Knowing what you know about the Yorkshire cricket team at the moment, how do you think the guys would fare at the highest level of cricket in Barbados?
I think man for man, I think matching up against the elite side, I think we should do pretty okay. I don't invariably think that there's I don't think there's a better team out there in terms of culture. I know Clint did said no shaking his head, but I don't think there's a better team out there in terms
No. That y'all won 2 trophies this year. That culture trophy, I'm for sure first division. Can't touch the Yorkshire culture. Can't touch it. I envy it a little bit, to be honest. I envy it a little bit. No, that's top stuff. Seriously, that's top stuff. Can't wait for that. Hey,
Lost audio again.
You lost audio again there, so.
You moved just now, bug. It was in a good spot. It was in a good spell, and you man move. You sneak this clean and it went off.
Jesus.
Let
me see. Let me remove. I try to come back in there. Guys, got any more questions for Ravi? We before we let Ravi go.
Me and Ravi's got a 6-inning contest going at the wicket, and he barely beat me.
What?
Nero, you're the big six and behave yourself, Nero. I know you.
Never was. Never was.
The last game, Black Police. Really, last game, Black Police. Who win?
You.
Okay then.
Man get one ball, like man only back his ball saying that don't call. You got it so as though you only man tour to tour and get and the thing don't battle and you beat him, man.
You only beat but 4 5 6s in.
We have Ryan. Yes. Don't mention click again. Don't mention click.
Let me let foot click. Let me just ask this question. I think we should do pretty okay. Going, and I believe that at some point in time we will see others looking to come into the setup. I think that's and you've got that amount of interest around. You've got that amount of choices. It makes it even better for the club in terms of people coming in. Then people being selected and people pushing for places. And once you can have that of competition in and around the club, then we should be all right within the first division. Sorry, within the elite competition.
Okay, and my final question: what was it like working with the skipper, Mr. Akim Nero?
Jesus Christ! Oh, sorry. Nero.
That asked the question, Jim.
It's true. You need to ask any questions there already.
Like, I think my girlfriend know who Akim Nero is. Nero. I think people in my circles know who Nero is, man.
Listen, if you round the road a lot, trust me, like it's just for yourself talking about the road, then you're not with the road, so I know I understand where you're coming from.
But on a serious note, I like the fact that he commands the field, commands the respect on the field. And I think any captain worth his salt should do that. When it comes down to certain situations, we just butt heads. But at the end of the day, we have a conversation that is like, yeah, man, I said, all right, boss. Right, and we go from there. It's never a situation where we, disagree and then that continues on. No, we discuss it, and everything that he does, everything that I do, and then when we look to put the two together, it's always within the best interest of the team, and that's the main. So, even though there's a couple gray hairs, even though the man's stubborn like rock, um, it is,
Boy, oh boy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, look, if I gotta give him a grade, I think really and truthfully over 2022, um, from the two games with the white ball and then the full red ball season, he would easily get a 9 out of 10 in my book.
Mm, glad to hear that. I'm glad to still. I'm glad to hear you still behaving yourself, man. I'm glad to hear
Man,
that.
yeah, yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Well, Rohan and Ravi, we want to thank you for joining us. And taking the time to chat with us tonight. I want to wish you guys all the best. In the upcoming season. I know you guys will do well. And like I said, just wish you guys all the best.
Yeah, cheers.
Best
Appreciate
wishes,
it. Thanks.
guys.
Yeah.
Nero. Six sitting competition with Ravi. I still in.
I saw someone comment said he lost by 40. He lost by 40.
Well, and that and congrats to Jamar Lane as well. And also obviously a Yorkshire member. And obviously if Jamar Lane say he get beat by 40, he get beat by 40. I trust Lane's word, and Lane is always around the club, so I trust.
Hey, tell my wordy sucker, I ain't shame.
Second to my wrist.
Ain't shame.
uh,
Good stick. Oh, good stick there.
and well, we also have now joining us from the Wildey Cricket Club team. We have Jaden Roberts and Jerome Jones. Guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night again.
Yeah, good night. Thanks for joining. Thanks for taking the time to join us tonight. Well, Clay, I don't think we had chance to speak to you since, or did we? We didn't speak on the show since no, we didn't speak to you since you guys would have won. So I'm congratulating all of the guys, yourself included, Clay, for on winning the elite division. I, to have Nero going up against Clayton now is gonna be very interesting. I honestly, if I really had it like that, boy, I would fly home just for that match. if I really had it like that, I would fly home just for that match. But
But it's
I
guaranteed
want to
to
start.
happen at least once, so.
That's what I'm saying. Is guaranteed to happen at least once, and I would really would have loved to be in attendance for that game, but you never know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But Clay, I want to start here with you. Actually, you're young coach. You have obviously you're not that experienced. You're battling. You're managing. Not sorry, different personalities, amongst other things. You know what I mean? And to win the highest division, so young, so early in your career. What was that like for you? What was the feeling like for you? First off,
Um, I would say a feeling of relief at the end of it. I mean, obviously,
relief.
it's a relief because I feel as though Wildey should be winning competitions left, right, and center. From the time I arrived at the club, um, the caliber of players that were there, the youngsters that were potentially going to come through, I just felt as though that's what was supposed to happen. So when we actually clinched it, it was just more of a feeling of relief because for me, like that's what's supposed to happen. If we had a disappointment of falling short in the 50 over, we got knocked out at the semi-final stage. So it was disappointing not to retain that title. But yeah, I also still relieved because it just felt the season was a very long one. We had to battle a lot of factors throughout the season. So to actually just get over the line, I genuinely believe that we were the best team in Barbados across all formats last season. So just actually backing that up with the trophy um, was pleasing for me. So really happy that we as a club were able to do it, and it was all hands on deck. It was not straightforward by any means. Um, we had a lot of detours. We had a lot of different things to battle on or off the field. But we always stuck together. And I mean that was credit a lot to the leadership at the club. Jerome that is here as skipper. Bryson Hill also was captain at certain parts of the campaign. And also the other leaders in the dressing room, the other senior players, Akin Jordan, Shane Paris, Steve Pinder. Um, so yeah, we had quite a bit of experience that would have helped. So just overall pleasing, to be honest, to be able to just mark a very good season with a trophy.
Mm. And Clay, how let's remind us again. How long were you at the club as coach?
So this season, well, last season, this season has just gone was my first full season. The only other competition I would have been involved in before would have been, I think, in the year 2020. That was the quote unquote COVID season. It's very, very petty 2020. So, first full season was last year.
First full season and capped it off with a victory. One. That's congrats again on that. That's great.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
great.
thanks, man.
That's great. That's great.
All right, all right,
So
Jerome.
go ahead, Neil.
Coming to you first, Jerome. Congrats
Yeah, no
again.
problem.
How has it been as skipper and coming from all aspects? The relationship with the coach, obviously, as captain, you want to make sure your performances, got you in the team based on merit. Obviously,
Yeah.
you will have your own tactics, trying to impose your own style. You might promise a man a game 2 weeks further down the line, and then things ain't lined up. You might
Yeah.
God delay all the time. And how has that been? And obviously, you're a fella that would demand the respect from the players. So how has
Yeah.
everything been? Jordan in and out the lineup, Maynard. How has everything been?
Let me just start with saying thanks again for the panel for having me. I think it hasn't been too bad. Let me just remind you guys first off that I took over from Craig. Um, he led, I think it was up to Wanderers game. Correct me if I'm wrong, coach.
Just
So
be,
then I took over from there. So I think
just
it was
before Wonders.
just before. Okay, yeah, because it did Wanderers, yeah. So that was basically last 4 games. For me, it actually wasn't tough. As coach highlighted, which has been one of our biggest strengths is the leadership in our team, and not only of the skipper, but 5 or 6 of the core players. So for me, it hasn't been hard. I think last year, for me personally, performance-wise, it was a pretty good one. I have a good relationship with the coach. Most of the times we see even when it comes to different little strategies and what's not going into the game. So I would say all in all, it actually it wasn't bad at all. That's the truth. It wasn't bad.
And I went to, I think it was, I can't remember what game I watched. I went there. I saw you was bowling seam and then you come back like Sagari and bowl some off spin. Is that something going in the future?
Yeah, definitely. It's something that I could have done for a while, but I know so
Mhm.
always study. You know how we are in this generation now, where man, you was only a PSL, you shouldn't be bowling a spin, you should be running in regardless. But I think especially last year is something that I really started to embrace. As it start showing something that worked out well.
The coach
Also,
embraced
so
it though?
yeah, yeah, he did, yeah, he did,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Just checking,
As I
making sure.
said, majority of the time, we'll be on the
Okay.
same page. So yeah, I think it's something definitely that I'll be lucky to go forward with in the future. Yeah.
And Mr. Roberts, welcome to the show.
Thank
How
you.
has it been transition? Obviously playing probably for youth. I remember playing for Barbados last year or year before. I remember seeing you getting a
Yeah,
cap or something like that.
yeah,
But how
last
has
year.
it been playing for Wildey this season? The transition, obviously being around men now, that transition. I remember you having a big innings, probably 90 on. Could you tell us about that as well?
Well, for me, it was pretty simple. The transition, the guys made it pretty easy as well. The likes of Akeem, Jerome, Shane Jones, Shane Paris, they made it pretty easy in the dressing room for us. All the youngsters, not only myself, they made it pretty simple. So just coming into the team, getting into the practice, and pretty much just trying to gel as much as possible on the field. It was pretty simple. About the knock, I would have still liked to score the 100, but some things just don't go your way, and cricket doesn't end there for me. I think it's pretty enjoyable, as it was my first big, not only for Wilby, but in the elite cricket alone, the 3-day format. I had a few big knots in first division, but for myself as a youngster to just go out there and express how I feel about the game and do my thing, as most people will say, it was pretty exciting, a very joyful moment for me, and as I said, a joyful moment because it was my first big knot as a Wildey player.
Right. And my final question, obviously, budding or around the 6 foot plus, medium pacer, where does Jalen Roberts see himself in 3 years?
Well, the ultimate goal is to play for West Indies, and well, before I get there, I have to play for Barbados first. So I just want to improve all aspects of my game right now, as I have began the process. You know, me and Clint also have a lot of conversations about where I'm taking my game. So it's just to improve all aspects of my game, and make sure that I'm a household name as soon as possible, and just carry that on and on. It's always about my progress and not what really happens behind me, to be quite honest.
Mm. Um, Jerome, um, come back to you here. At the
Yeah.
beginning of the season, um, what for you personally? Sorry,
Ooh,
oh,
well,
lost there. Oh yeah,
Yeah. Sorry
yeah,
about
yeah.
that.
At the beginning of the season, did you, have in your thoughts, did you have in mind that be that this will the team, this bunch of players here could possibly uh go all the way?
Yeah, definitely. Let me just take you back to 2019 briefly. Obviously we won 50 over that year. What a lot of people forgot is that coming down before the last two games of the 3-day competition, we were actually in first. Unfortunately, a lot of the key slash mere players guys had to go overseas, and then those last two games obviously didn't go as expected. So I think from day on, and obviously leading up to last year, I felt like, is as coach was saying, it was always on the card when you look around at the talent that we had in the team. So it was definitely no surprise. What I will say was a bit disappointing is that we actually didn't walk away with all three formats. That's the only thing.
Okay, okay. So
Yeah.
you were definitely had that confidence when you jumped then.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. It's good to hear. Uh,
For me now, quickly, expectations for the upcoming season for both of you guys, and for Clint, how is it being such a young one, working with players probably your age or players that older than you? Like, if you got to come down on a man hard that older than you, is that an uncomfortable situation? How do you handle those type of situations?
Pretty easy to be honest. I consider myself a principled man, so I am pretty upfront with my expectations from the time I walk into any environment. Um, I basically lay down my expectations, and most of the time, I do not experience any issues with that, and that definitely hasn't been the case at Wildy. Like you rightly said, I came up playing junior cricket with a lot of the guys. Shane Paris would have played against Jerome. So yeah, I would have played with or against a lot of guys coming up. So I would say we've always had a pretty good relationship. Respect is key, and
Correct.
I just feel as though that's always been there, um, from inception, even before I walked in to the dressing room, that has continued. So um, yeah, pretty easy as far as I'm concerned. You had a part two to
I
that
think he had
question.
a yeah,
Nah,
yeah,
the,
yeah.
the
That's
first
the
part
guys.
was
Their
the
expectations.
expectations. What are their goals, their expectations
All
for
right, it
this
was to
season?
them. Okay, yeah,
You want to go first, Jada, or you want me to go first?
Yeah, I can go first. Well, as a youngster in the team, I know we spoke about it after winning the Elite Cup, but um, really and truly, we're looking to win all three formats in the BCS season next year. Um, I know a lot of people are going to say that's not going to be possible, but trust and believe we're coming to win all three. And so my personal goals are to just open the eyes of the Barbados selectors and just keep my name buzzing around in the system pretty much.
Yeah. Carrying on from what Jaden said, we definitely be looking to win all three formats. Once we carry that same energy, belief, and confidence that we had from last year, there's no doubt what we can do it. For me personally, I think this is probably my second year now that I stopped. I know a lot of people might raise the eyebrow hearing it, that I stopped like putting pen to paper in terms of goals. For me, I just personally want to go out there and give my all every single game. And I know want select to do that, it would be fine.
Hmm. Um, Jaden, just two questions. How old are first off? How old are you, Jaden?
19 years old.
19. So Wildey is your first team out of school.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so what was it like being like first out of school, first club team? What was the atmosphere? What was the dressing room like? What was he feeling being around as Akeem Jordan and some of those guys as well? Um, just what was he feeling like in the dressing room?
Well, as I
Just being able to mingle around among some of those players.
um, it was pretty simple because although it was my first time playing with the guys and stuff, like I have been with the club for a while, training and
Okay,
what's not.
okay, okay.
But it's totally different. When you rainfall, you don't as a Barbados youth player, you get to sit down in the dressing room and talk a lot of foolishness. As a Wildy cricketer, you have to get out there. You have to help the guys. So it was a step up in my game, as in, and not only my game, like my livelihood. It helped me to show, well, as a man, you have to want something and you have to go and get what you want.
Facts.
So it taught me a lot, not only in my cricket but as a man as well. So it was actually pretty exciting. It was fun. You know, the guys are all bubbly. The only time we crawl is about fines, and e-
yeah.
e- everything else is pretty fun. So
Uh,
Speaking of which, are
so
yours paid up?
no,
Or we need to
I,
we need
I
to
have a
get Steve online.
no. I'm gonna deal with that April 1st.
Jaden, boy,
Oh, okay.
you don't dig your own grave here,
April
boy.
1st. All right, buddy.
Man
Don't
said
forget the
April
game.
1st, April Fools. Right. And my last question for the world. The both of you guys again. Could y'all speak on some of the young talent at the club? See Joshua play some games this year. You have O'Neal and Matara. And who else? Who else? I think forget somebody else, but those are the three that I can remember right now.
Yeah.
well, I guess I could start because I'm a youngster. We also have Zion Braffett and
Yeah, Zion.
Kevion.
Lee Caught,
He- yeah, Lee Cott, Bolden.
Border.
Yeah, the team is pretty young. Everyone is looking to get better, so we're going in the right steps. That's my belief. I think we are ahead in the under 16 tournament that's playing right now, so that's also a plus. he just have a lot of talent, not only in Wildey, in Barbados alone.
You was that was a 2-part question. You know that was for you wanted.
No.
No, I wanted to hear from the skipper as well too. What
Oh.
he views the talent, the levels of the talent and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Basically carrying on from what Jaden said. When you look around, well, in our elite team, let me start there. We look at Jaden, who's here with us now, who's done well for him on the night team cricket. Neymar Bona, who's done well also, and also captain Tariq O'Neill, Jaden Leacock. Look at those guys. And then when you come down a little bit, the younger guys, Zishan Mutara, Joshua Darn, those guys who also had a sniff of elite cricket and has also held their own. I think the future of really cricket is very bright, to be honest.
Very, 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 very.
But what's the don't leave?
It's true. It's true. It's very true.
You don't think it happens.
It's very true.
Excited.
Yeah. It's very true. It's becoming a trend, but I'll leave that. And my last question to the panel.
Brother boy, last.
Yeah, my last. After the controversial game at Royces, I'm not getting into that, but what was the thought process of the team afterwards? I can't remember the standings and remember there where I talked probably still, and there wasn't much movement then until the decision was made. But what was the thought process after that whole situation?
Who wants to start?
This for me, or
I'll treat.
I mean, to be honest, quite simply, and I could speak for the entire team when I say this. I just felt as though we were on a mission. That was one of the things, one of the off-the-field things that would have happened during the season. But I was quite confident that after that whole situation, we would have gotten maximum points, and it was just on to the next game. I actually didn't make much mention or got into a lot of talk with the players about it during the week in preparation for the next game and what's not, because we're on a title charge. So we just need to take care of our on the field stuff, and the results would do us justice, and at the end of the day, justice will be served. So yeah, it wasn't for me personally, it was just one of those situations, and it's just a matter of remaining focused on the goal and just forgetting the side talk and posting and all the other side things that were going on.
Public relation classes.
Me, yeah. I just here to play cricket, to be honest. I've been saying all season long. You know what I mean? I'm a cricket coach. I don't like to get involved in all the extras. So for me, I just can't play cricket. I just find that I just can't play cricket. Let's leave it at that.
Fair. Say.
For me, as one of the players, well, I had a chat with the manager, and he said I have nothing to worry about. Just worry about the next game ahead. As coach said, we were on a title charge, so we weren't really worrying about what the outcome would have been. We were just thinking, well, the next team, pretty much have to get destroyed or whatever the case is. Every game we went out, from my point of view, I thought we were chasing 20 points. So it was pretty simple for me. Go and do what you normally do and come back and relax after the game.
Yeah, same as. I just feel like that didn't really phase us in our form or fashion. We were on a plan, we were on a mission, and that was to get 20 points from the remaining games, and whatever was supposed to be would have been. Simple as that.
I'll rehearse, man. Fine.
Any more questions for the guys before we let them go?
Oh goodness.
Like, that's it.
You guys would
Well,
like to see the switches in formats though, and how the cricket is
Pardon?
played.
If
What
we're
would like to
switching the
see
formats,
this season any remain the same? If we move into there up, we playing like before the qualifying for T20, T21 there, anything or remain the same?
that's a
Nah,
whole other conversation. That's a whole other conversation.
yeah,
I
it
like
is.
the Jerome
Drop
and talk
batting
about.
points, only first innings.
Mm,
I
Because
think
you know we
in my
can get the email soon for now. We can
in
get
my
email soon
opinion,
for now, but the same
oh,
thing.
I don't think anything's changing. But wait, go ahead, Jerome.
in my opinion, I don't think much. I don't think much has to change. I think what it is, in my opinion, it is pretty fine right now. So yeah, because I think in the past they used to do it like you would play a 3 day, and the Sunday that you're free, you would play a 50 over. That was rough.
Mm.
That used to be very rough.
Very.
So I like how it is now. I
And
prefer it
the
this
season
way.
to play they had 50 over back to back.
Yeah, no
That was
boy,
awful.
no,
That was
no,
awful.
it was.
So,
I guess the only thing for me would
Well,
be
once again, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah. The only thing for me, I think the 3 day cricket starts a bit late. That's the only you don't really get the value of time that you really need in a 3 day game. It's pretty much bull rush cricket at that point. That's the only thing that I really had a concern with this year. I mean, I'm young, but
the weather and the lighting.
Correct.
The later, yeah, true.
yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah,
right,
the weather
Nero,
and the
we've lost to answer your question, right? And like I said, it's what we want to say can take way more than
that's
this
sure.
episode.
That's sure.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but like we've lost. Jerome, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that we've had a game. Nero probably saying it for you, but I don't think that we've had a game that was not interrupted by weather across
We had
9
to
series
beat the
of
2J
matches.
champions,
Like
boss.
no, seriously, every game you literally scrambling to play to win a game in a day and a half or barely in 2 days. So it's just like it was crazy. We had at least two no results. We had no result against Carlton for sure. No result against YPC. He lost
Yeah.
a lot of time against Wanderers in the game that was winnable. So like so many games. It was just she just battling the elements. Like, it was ridiculous, man. So
I
for
know
me
people say get out the
personally,
blocks early. That
yeah,
that was really true this year.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
That was really true this year. But get
So
out the
so
blocks early.
so for me personally, I would probably like to see. I don't know. I would go have to look at the calendar in terms of rainy season because obviously you don't want to play when it's overly dry because it feels actually starting to crack already. To be honest, so you don't want to play when it's overly dry, but you don't want to be in the hurricane season either. So probably just outside of us, maybe just as soon as the rainy season is finished. Um, Probably play at least a 3 day. Then that probably actually
I will play
leads
T20
guys into
last.
first class too. Huh?
I will play T20 last.
I
None of me
that
personally
again
would.
work
pit.
too.
None of me again
That
pit for the CPL from it. So the lighting
Yeah,
gonna be bad that time. So that could always fit
that
in
can
at
play
any
at any
time.
time. That can play
You could put
anytime.
in
but you could
three
start it
days
earlier
separate.
too. So
Correct. So
Yeah.
yeah, we
for
never
me, I will play
man.
T20 last. That could get in, and mostly players gonna be back. But then, if you're looking to sell your product, Calypso Cup, etc., mostly made back by then, and you could do whatever you want now. Because mostly made back, and but we'll see. We'll see
Yeah,
shortly.
that's a whole other show. That's a
Yeah.
whole other show for sure.
So
Well, like I said earlier, once again, we just want to congratulate the guys on winning the elite competition, and I want to wish you all the best in the upcoming season. Obviously, as a Yorkshire man, and Nero is my diehard, my brother for years now. Like I back in Yorkshire, but all the best to the all the best to the guys.
As an
Um,
old man of the cricket, I can't believe it.
you know,
As a veteran, know you. Well, bro.
But yeah, I just want to thank you guys for taking the time to join us and having a chat with us as well.
That's a problem, buddy.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot.
Alrighty, have a good one.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think we had Clay. I honestly didn't even. I knew it was kind of early, but I didn't even realize that was your first full season, Clay boy. So that's major. That's major.
man.
But that is
Yeah.
that's top stuff, boy. Call that again.
Clink team hard, man.
That's the truth.
Pardon?
Huh?
Clink team hard.
Boy, you're a clown, boy.
You so Clay, you were you able to do like any like research to see if you like are among the youngest coaches to ever win this competition or anything?
Hassani boldly put that on Instagram when we won, but I haven't done I haven't done any research into it, but it's probably nothing to do, to be honest.
Okay.
If you're looking back, so because when that it would have been 31, so if I'm not the youngest, probably for sure up there. So
Very close because I can't see. I mean I can't see that any being 20-0, and that's the truth.
Nah.
Yes,
So
you probably
very
around there
possible
for sure.
that I'm the youngest. Yeah. So
Possibly.
it's there's a bit of a point to prove as well to being the youngest, because people, how it is in this in our culture.
Trust me,
So here a guy is 31, or 30 years old. What does he know? So it's always good to come and make sure that you put some substance next to those things, and just continue good work.
That's once again that's major, buddy. Congrats on that.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Any closing remarks from the guys before we sign off? So, but before we take Clayton, no, sorry, how you feel getting up? How you honestly feel getting up against Nero next season though?
I mean, I'm not going out. It's not me going out against Nero. We played against Yorkshire in the past. So it's nothing new. It's just that we will be playing against them in another format. But I'm excited to play against Yorkshire and Nero, man. I like Yorkshire. I'm from the area, so I would say that's my second team. So I always want Yorkshire
To do well.
to do well and what's not. So obviously, when they play against Wildey, then it is a different story. But if I could choose for somebody to come second in the competition, it would be them. So,
Nero,
but no, seriously, I quite.
Huh?
No.
The feelings mutual. if you want somebody to come second, you choose really.
If you're actually win the title next year and really go and get points to stay up, go.
I am genuinely very happy for Yorkshire on a number of fronts, man. I obviously Nero being there. Like I said, I'm from the area. Jamal Smith as well would have been doing some very good work with Yorkshire. He kind of went there with them as a project. Obviously, Rohan continued that. So Yorkshire is a very nice story. I grew up playing youth cricket with Ravi as well. So very likable people, wonderful culture, and they play a good brand of cricket. So Yorkshire is a very, very nice story. That's the honest to God truth.
Yeah.
And I hope that I know that they'll do well when they come out. A lot of people, there will be a lot of talk surrounding them, and same man they go back down and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure that Yorkshire will do very well when they come up. A lot of intelligent guys behind the scene there, so they will do a very good job this coming season.
I'm looking forward there. Yeah, I just enjoying well what was 2022. If I don't want some bias, but if there was a award for the cricket club of 2022, I will humbly say is Yorkshire. Saying, you won the first division, intermediate finalist, T20 semi-finalist, ODI quarter-finalist, So, yeah, for Yorkshire, that was obviously the best season in our history. And probably if we capped it off, it probably would have been one of the best seasons in BCA history overall. When you look at two promotions and semi-finalists and all that. But that's what it's about, man. Making a legacy. Maybe it's old man, we could blame the young boys, man. When it's doing bare foolishness, this is what we do. You know how we can be. This is what we do back every time. But that's what it's all about now at this age. Just creating a legacy. People just play forever and never play in a final. Like, So and some people, so you got to enjoy those moments, boy. That's what it's about for me and most of you guys at this point. So we got awards. We got the awards on the 25th. We enjoy it and then move on from there.
Well, like I said, I wish both of you guys the best in the elite competition this year. Well, in all formats actually. This year, I just want the guys to continue to go there and enjoy playing the cricket well, play the cricket hard. And as Ravi, I think it was Ravi or Rohan would have spoke about Nero. Like we all know Nero, the game make you laugh. We all know Nero. But I've had the opportunity to play with Nero. To play with Nero on the cricket field, and I know for sure, and even seeing him going and watch Nero over the past couple of years, I know for sure. Yes, he will be taught he's nonsense on the field, but on the field, I know for sure he's all about business. He's all about ensuring the club is moving in the right direction on and off the field, and I know for sure he's behind a lot of the socials and stuff like that the club takes parts in outside of cricket and things. So, and I know for sure he very much in tune with the cricket at hand and with that club in general. So congrats to you again, Nero, and continue to do the great work that you're doing at the club, man. For me, obviously, for someone who, as Craig said, who comes from the era, who played for Yorkshire, is always good to see the club doing well. That's the honest to God truth. It's always good to see the club doing well, man. That's the truth.
Blessing.
But you were there years ago. We actually used to be touring. And I think the train that we would have had some times then, boy. That's the truth. But hopefully that things will come in the future, man. Hopefully. Well, any closing remarks, guys? Let me shut up. Let me close off. Alrighty. Well, yes. I think we had a pretty good episode first off the bat here.
Yeah,
and we just once again want to thank the viewers for tuning in, and thank you for continuing to support us. This is our third year going, and like I said, the support that we've been receiving over the past couple of years has been really, really amazing. And like I said, we just want to thank you and continue to keep tuning in, continue to keep sending your comments. We definitely read each and every one of them, and just continue to support us. I really appreciate it. So thanks very much, and do have a good night.